boyfriend, 21, made inappropriate comments in front of my 21F family. Yesterday my sister turned 17, so we celebrated at Red Lobster. At the table, my 4-year-old nephew asked if he could come to my house after. My boyfriend told him no. I asked why and he literally said, "Because I am fucking tonight," right in front of him. I was very pissed and we bickered at the table about it. Half an hour later, he said, "You getting some dick?" within ear range of my mother, 17Y, oh sister, and 13Y, oh niece. He claims no one heard him, but if we are all at the table and I hear you, why wouldn't they? When we got home he tried to say he was drunk, but it doesn't matter because my nephew don't know what fucking is and the girls are older. I am a rape victim, and situations like this make me anxious. I feel like there should have been any sexual language in front of my family because I'd never say anything like that in front of his nieces and nephews, babies or not. How should I explain myself? Every time we talk about it I get so angry and start yelling. TLDR, my boyfriend, 21 male, said sexual things to me, 21F, in front of my family and I'm not sure how to process that. I feel disrespected. Ew. Doesn't seem like he respects you or your family. WTF if he knows that he becomes a shithead when drunk. Why did he drink on a family occasion in the first place? I hope you didn't get some dick that night. I'm fucking tonight. You must have dried up like Death Valley after you heard that. I'm more than a little surprised you took him home with you if I'm honest. You have nothing that needs to be explained. He was being a disrespectful ass. Move on to someone who deserves you. You're dating a shithead. Congrats. This was highly disrespectful to everyone there. You have had a sight of what sort of person he really is and how he thinks of you. Your family must think your standards in men are lower than a snake's belly. They certainly won't want him around your younger relations anymore. It's time to reassess your relationship. This guy needs to go. There's zero excuse to use that type of crass language in front of your family and young children. This man-child does not respect you at all. Time to move on, girl. You need to be with a respectful gentleman who can also help you heal from previous wounds as you journey together in life. This so-called boyfriend is not it. Wishing you the best. Why would you want to explain yourself while you are not at fault? By the way, drop that mofo. What he said was so trashy. I would not stick around someone who didn't know how to be polite in mixed company. Your boyfriend is gross. He's also an asshole. That was inappropriate. WTF. Disrespected is only the tip of the iceberg here. I'd reevaluate whether this relationship is healthy for you and your family, since he's around them, and do what you think is right. What the fuck are you doing dating that asshole? Can't you see that fuckwit is a total shithead? Get your head out of your behind and dump the Sounds like a keeper, s. I'll just say this. Your boyfriend is only going to be as inappropriate as you put up with. If you drew boundaries and stuck to them, he would know what was okay and what wasn't and would know the consequences of breaching your boundaries. I'm not saying to resolve this by yelling at him, breaking up with him, or arguing endlessly. Draw boundaries and determine what you're willing to be okay with. Then stick to it. That is your family, and your boyfriend shouldn't talk about your private sex life in front of your family. Ew. This is disgusting behavior. He needs to apologize to everyone and then you need to dump him. You're 21. Do you really want to be logging this trash around? I'm sure your family no longer sees him in the same light. That has to be one of the most disrespectful things I have ever hears. I would be beyond pissed. He said very sexual things in front of your family and young minors. He doesn't see anything wrong with it either. It would be different if he was apologetic, but he's not. He said, "You getting some dick," within ear range of my mother, 17Y, oh sister, and 13Y, oh niece. He claims no one heard him, but if we are all at the table and I hear you. This right here made me anxious, cringe for you. Totally inappropriate. I have always been adamant with partners not to make sexual jokes or innuendos in front of my family. It's just disrespectful. Not cool. I bet he will do it again. He either has no filter or wanted to provoke. Since he doubled down on it, suppose it's the second. You don't need to explain yourself. It's provocation, you are provoked and it's his time to explain himself. He sounds like an asshole. Why would you put up with someone so disrespectful? Why do you want to be with someone you have to explain this to? There is no reason for what he said. It is crude. As a dude, I may be able to guess that this guy was posturing. Trying to show what a badass, sexual dynamo. Who was he posturing for? Your family has lost all respect for him and they will think less of you, as in you have no sense of judgment if you stay with him. The only way to fix this, should you stay with him, is to make him apologize to you and your whole family. It's up to you. I'm old school. This guy crossed a line. Sounds like someone is dating a frat bro. He has no respect for you or your family. Explain yourself by telling him he's a disgusting creep and you're going to find someone who understands how to be appropriate in front of family. Ew. Get a new boyfriend that listens and respects you. Your boyfriend sounds like my buffoon big bro. One time he was watching porn at the Christmas table, with his pregnant girlfriend beside him. She thinks it is, mostly, funny. If you don't think these things are funny, well then the two of you aren't compatible, I feel. The both of you are 21, and by the sound of it aren't going to make it long distance. Not to say you need to end it now, he might mature. But for me, I wouldn't take it. If my significant other spoke like that in front of my 5-year godson, I can promise you he would be staying at Red Lobster. Let alone in front of my entire family, under the influence or not. I'd also be upgraded to single. Ew, that is so disgusting. I'm sorry, op, sad face. Worth mentioning, I think your family was very mature and trusting of you to not order him out of the restaurant as soon as he said that. Any parents who let him stay either have a terrible opinion of your ability to attract a good guy, or they trust you to do the right thing. Give it a few weeks and then thank your family for not butting in. Your family sound cool. Ditch this guy. He has no class and is probably also a would-be rapist. You deserve better. WTF? I don't care how drunk he was, nobody says that in that situation. I suggest you leave them because they're really not respecting you if they're doing this and being upset when you try and explain why it makes you uncomfortable. Also, you might prefer the term rape survivor instead of rape victim. Seems that he has close to zero respect for you and your family. He's gross and immature. What he did was unacceptable and he is definitely being immature by not admitting he was wrong. But you say, every time we talk about it I get so angry and start yelling. I think this doesn't help and is likely to make him mad. Try to defend himself. Maybe try to approach the discussion in a calm way and understand why he was acting like this. If he still doesn't want to communicate and keeps acting like this, maybe you should reevaluate the relationship you are in. That's disgusting that he would say those things in front of children. He has no respect for you or your family, op. Do you really think this is going to get better? It won't. That's so inappropriate. I would never take him with me ever again. Leave him. I'd be so angry if my boyfriend ever spoke to me like that ever, especially in front of my family and in front of a 4-year-old. What's wrong with him, like for real? No normal person thinks that is an acceptable thing to say to a child. Don't put up with him. Guys like this only ever get worse. I'm so sorry he ruined your evening. What the fuck? Why did he announce it like that? That's not okay in any social context and he did it in front of your family. It sounds like he crossed a major, important, and strong boundary for you. Maybe you want to ask yourself why you're allowing this to occur. Why does he not have consequences? Not like a timeout, but maybe not talking to him for a couple days so you can both reflect? 5 years is a long time at 21. Why? Oh, I get it. But this behavior is concerning. Does he not care about you? Your family? Making a good impression of himself? Edit. AL significant other. He is not making you angry. You are angry because you carrot, assumingly might, feel ignored, disrespected, and embarrassed. Anger is the surface feeling. He has hurt you. You have a right to be upset. But what he is doing is far worse and far more damaging than pissing you off. Your boyfriend is a creep and is tacky. That would be the end of this loser. He is an embarrassment. Drop him fast, damn. Seems like just wants your body, no offense. He sounds immature and disrespectful. I too would be very upset if he made a comment like that in front of my family. If you want to stay with him but find it difficult to communicate, you could always take the time to write how you feel in a letter and give it to him. Have an evening at his family's place and make some remarks how you're gonna peg him hard later. Make sure only his 18+ fam members overhear. Sounds like he has no respect for your family. Dump his ass. Also, if you dump him, your family who hurt him will continue to respect you. This screams red flags. That's some lack of respect right there.